So we need just a few basic hand tools and a compression tester, which I have here, and a full battery, which maybe this will work. So I'm gonna get to it. So just going to try and start it for about 10 seconds or so, just to let it build up the pressure on the gauge. And that's a whopping 0 on cylinder 1. That is 180 on cylinder number 2, and that is 179 on cylinder 3. And that's 195 on cylinder number 4. That's a very, very good number for this car. There's nothing on cylinder 1, which either means the piston is not moving due to a broken rod, because obviously no piston moving up and down would mean no pressure. That's the worst case scenario, I think. It could be a big hole in the cylinder. Kind of feel like I would notice a little more trouble there. And obviously, the hopeful answer here is that it's in the head, and maybe a rocker arm is just too tight or too loose. I'm not sure which way would cause it, but if we have a valve stuck completely open, then the air is just going to be going by. It may even end up being just a bent valve of some kind. So from here, just gotta test those last two things and see which end it is to try and repair that, because just that should significantly make the car drive better. Okay, so based on the fact that this looks really gross and there's no compression there, and with oil in the cylinder I'm getting a gargling noise, and the fact that without the plug the oil does shoot straight out, I'm going to assume that it's a bad head gasket. So it's time to collect some parts and get that fixed. Alright, so we've got to take off the broken crankshaft pulley so that we can change the water pump. Which is leaking from the little weep hole. And I'm going to go ahead and change the timing belt too while we're at it. So make sure to get a good quality of both of those, because they're kind of important. If they break, it's a big pain. So they're not really something I like to go cheap on. So have to start with getting this wheel off, getting it jacked up a little bit, raise the engine, and just go from there. The crank pulley actually has a failed bond between the two pieces, so that needs to be replaced, and I need to get it off to do the timing belt properly. But my impact is a little too weak to get it off. So I ordered this special Honda crank pulley tool right here that will hold it in place so I can get a breaker bar on there to take it off. And with that old busted pulley removed, now we can finally get the new water pump and timing belt put back into place. And this is what the cheapest head gasket on eBay looks like. Not that great, but nothing a little bit of copper spray can't handle. And while it's not recommended to reuse head bolts, I definitely don't recommend just taking a handful of them and throwing them in there wherever you want to. But if that's your preferred route, at least torque them to spec. So now all that's left is just to button the rest of the top part of the engine up. Instead of reusing that old air cleaner assembly spaghetti mess that these Preludes come with, I'm just gonna go ahead and put an aftermarket intake in there. I needed a new filter anyway. This was about as much as it would cost to just buy a new replacement filter. And I've had this DC Sports header since I had my first Prelude, and it's just kind of gone from Prelude to Prelude throughout the years, so might as well put it on this one. It's like a tradition now. And while the intake and exhaust aren't really going to do much in the way of performance gains, at least they'll look a little bit better. So now we're finished with the engine. We just need to go inside and scrub out all the rat turds and random human filth that's left over in the car and make it a place you can actually be for more than a couple seconds. It's definitely nice when a car decides to pay you to clean it up with all these coins and special treasures. And since I have standard offset wheels and standard offset windows, I'm going to go ahead and remove these ugly window flares. Actually cleans up pretty nicely in here and can finally breathe without the fear of breathing in various rodent diseases. I bought this car a year ago. It was total crap, and it was only $200, and now it's still total crap. But look at it. It's running and driving, running down the road. I'm in 4th gear. Have no idea what speed I'm going, so the speedometer is going to have to be checked out. But I know I'm not going very fast. That's 5th gear, and I mean, yeah, it's running pretty nice. The battery light is on, so I'm assuming the alternator is not charging. That's not a big deal. And the anti-lock brake light is on. Those systems almost never work in these cars anymore at this age. But yeah, I mean, when we got it, it wouldn't do anything. And after throwing some junkyard parts and a couple of crisp $20 bills at it, that's right, spend a hell of money here at That Pedal Garage, it's working. So after coming to a full stop to turn around, it died. Didn't want to start back up, and we got it started and got going, and we got a check engine light almost immediately. Now, I'm not too worried about that check engine light. The EGR system's not working properly, and it's not flashing, so it's not any kind of misfire, but it's still got a little something wrong with it. It's not wanting to stay idled after it gets warmed up a little bit. Oh, and look, the speedometer is working now. That's pretty crazy. And, well, starting to hesitate a bit. Hopefully we can get it back to the house without having to push it. But I guess we'll see. The main thing that I'm really going to focus on at first, I'm not that concerned about it running great. It's not going to be a daily driver anytime soon, but I do want to correct this awful paint job. It's flaking everywhere. It's got a quarter panel that was replaced very badly. I want to fix that. I might end up having to replace the quarter panel myself, redo that, but the big thing that's going to be happening is the paint job. So that'll be what a couple episodes are in the future, is just painting it, trying to make it look nice again. Thanks for watching.